Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you to all the attendees. Welcome to the Hotel and Hospitality Expo Saudi Arabia. So, just a couple of introductions about what we are going to see over the coming 3 days. First of all, we're going to be talking about the inbound tourism and how it's being addressed on the market. As you know, this market is very dynamic. The first semester of the year, already 60 million visitors have been going through the kingdom. So we're going to be talking with some local operators, some local investors about what is being done to support the growth of inbound tourism. We'll be talking as well about how the diversity of the workforce is being addressed in the kingdom. As you know, the diversity has been increasing significantly over the past few years, and we'll discuss with some operators and some investors as well about what is being done to strengthen this diversity. We'll talk about flavors, because you know you have the chef's box and the importance of developing new tasty flavors to the kingdom. The restaurant business has been exploding, growing at a very rapid rate, and we're going to talk about the new flavors coming to the market, how they're going to support the development of investment and the return on investment as well. And many other things like the digital trends of tomorrow, how the hotels and the restaurant will be able to modernize, to adapt to the trends of the future, as well as what I call the talentization of the workforce, because it's good to train people, but it's good to train people where they have been well identified. This is why we talk about talentization of the workforce, making sure we identify the talent that have got already a passion, the heart for the industry, and we develop their skills. All those things are going to be talked about with many panelists that will be joining us over the next 3 days. So you will have panelists representing the usual suspects, I would say. So panelists from the international brands like Marriott, Hilton, even Accor maybe, but also the importance of talking to the local operators and local developers. You're talking, for instance, about Elaf Hotels that will be part of the first panel. You also have Al-Khuzama Investment that will be also present during the 3 days. And also regional players like Ashu Hotels, which is the largest tourism conglomerate from Pakistan, developing as well throughout Middle East, with many new brands that can be brought to the market. You will also have some destinations, because all those hotels and restaurants need to go somewhere, with representing from Cake, which is development on the on the west side of the country. You will have some people representing PIF, Dan, which is another PIF project as well, focused on agro-tourism. You're going to have participants from the Tourism Development Fund to understand how the fund is supporting as well this growth of the industry, both in leisure, hotels and restaurants. You're going to have as well some people who are supporting this development, let's say bringing an outside eye like GLL, or people representing the UNWTO that has opened an office now in Riyadh for the past couple of years and is getting very strong in supporting the development in the country. So those are many of the expertise that will be shared with you over the coming couple of days that will help you to better understand how your company can benefit from the tools which are available in the market, and also can diversify in order to support stronger ROI of your projects, both in terms of hotels and restaurants. So the first panel will be starting in roughly 10 minutes. So don't go away, stay where you are. More people will be joining us, and the first panel will be focused on inbound tourism. Thank you so much for all of you for already being around, and we'll talk together within the next 10 minutes. Thank you so much, and welcome to the Hotel and Hospitality Expo Saudi Arabia. Thank you. Because you're the number one influencer in the whole country.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Mohammed Al-Qahtani, the CEO of Saudi Arabia Holding Company. I'm not number one influencer, just in LinkedIn, so, which is small part of the social media.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. عادل عزت، رئيس تنفيذي لإلاف جروب، CEO في إلاف جروب.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. سامي بو خالد، VP Hotels إلاف جروب.
So, gentlemen, as we talk about inbound tourism, and we have reached, as I mentioned, 60 million visitors in the kingdom over the first 6 months of the year, how do you see the opportunities in the kingdom? Because everybody is always focused on the spiritual tourism element, which the group ELAF is very familiar with. But I would say that there are many other opportunities. Will it be cultural? Will it be adventurous? Will it be MICE? Maybe, Dr. ELAF, you want to start and tell us what you are doing with ELAF in order to diversify your offering to address tourists which are not focused on spiritual tourism?
Thank you for hosting me in this prestigious panel. And I'm thankful for Mr. Muhammad, Mr. Sami to join me in this discussion, and hopefully we can add value and answer some of the key questions related to the industry and related to what we do in ELAF Group. The Vision 2030, tourism is a crucial part of it. So we take these things seriously, and we're very delighted and thankful that we're part of this industry. That is the fastest growing industry among the tourism industries in the world, and the fastest growing industry among the Saudi other industries. So everybody who works in the travel and tourism is lucky, and we hope we can really add value. Looking at what has been achieved from the start of launching the vision till today is humongous. That's why the bar has been raised, and the targets now is to reach 150 million visitors a year, 1.5 million jobs, 10% of the GDP contribution. And these are huge numbers. Is it achievable? Yes, achievable, because we see a milestone to milestone. The glide path is going north, achievement after achievement, announcement after announcement. So private sector has to play a crucial role here, and to coordinate and integrate the efforts with the total ecosystem of the tourism, being the ministry, being the authority, being the tourism development fund. Private sector is the fourth element among this three, as important part of the private sector. We in ELAF, we're aligning everything with the vision. We as a hotel chain and a tourism company, we believe in two things. That we want to compete with the global chains by raising the standard, but we have our own way of delivery. We have the Saudi way, the Saudi touches, the Saudi authentic services that we would like to provide it to our guests and customers, whether they're staying in the holy cities or in the other cities. The Saudi touches that we would like to keep introducing and to keep with our customers. But that does not mean that we will not deliver services with the highest standards. Today, I believe that Saudi Arabia has a diverse landscape and has cultural heritage, and has also the modern cities, the business tourism, and other type of tourism, like adventure tourism as well. So it's very diverse landscape. So we in ELAF, we would like to play in every part of these tourisms. In the spiritual tourism, in Mecca and Medina, we've got today 6 hotels, and we're adding more in the coming 3 years. We're adding another 8 to 10 hotels in Mecca and Medina. So we would like to expand our capacity to receive more pilgrims. Last year, there were 13 million Umrah visitors and almost 3 million Hajj pilgrims. So this is a huge number. So we want to keep our market share, maintain it, grow with the same standards, with the same delivery, with the service from the heart, with the Saudi authentic service. And we will keep doing this from one side. From the other side, we have launched an international joint venture as a destination management company called Exo Saudi. This was a JV between ELAF Group and Exo International. It is the first international destination management companies in Saudi Arabia, where we're going to attract people from North America and Europe to come to Saudi, to enjoy Saudi, whether spiritually if they're Muslims, if they're not Muslims, they will enjoy the other places. And also for non-Muslims, we believe that there are opportunities. They get exposed to the Islamic art, they get exposed to different Islamic educational initiatives. So even the spiritual tourism can also attract non-Muslims to Saudi Arabia. So we're playing in every part in that chain, and we'll keep delivering with continuous improvement and non-stop delivery. Sorry, I've taken some time, but I wanted to...
And you have created some brands, I believe, in order to match different requirements, yeah?
Yeah, today we have two main brands. We have the Ilaf brand. It's focusing on the spiritual tourism. Our hotels are in the holy cities in Mecca and Medina. And we have initiated or launched another brand called Judian. It's for the other cities. So we have hotels in Jeddah and Riyadh, and we're expanding now into the southern region and to Al-Ula, inshallah, bidnillah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sheikh Al-Khatani, we talk about development of tourism, but all of this needs to be built. We need to have investors. And as one of the main investors in the country, in terms of development, where do you see the benefits and the support from the government, like from our government entities like TDF or like the customs with the release of a new visa? What are the supports that you can see are very effective for you to develop the business?
Hello? Yeah, it's on. So I start by English. My brother, they start by Arabic, introducing themselves, then speak English. So I start by English, then I will speak Arabic now. Is it okay? It's tricky actually, but I will speak English. It's not okay. You know, in 2023, it's the first time ever Saudi Arabia reached more than 100 million visitors. In 2023, it's first time ever Saudi Arabia showing in the ranking of the foreign tourists in the top 20 countries. 2023, it's first time ever that the balance of the tourism trade, it become positive in Saudi Arabia. In the past, just all our money is going outside when we travel outside. So now it's first time it happened. Last year, it's become positive, more than 46 million or billion, I don't know actually, because now I start to mix between million and billion with all what I read. Now, all that happened without the Giga project. It's not starting yet. King Salman Park, not starting yet. The Sport Boulevard, the greatest one, not start yet. Al Qiddiya, the biggest entertainment in the world, not start yet. Neom and their iconic hotels, not start yet. Red Sea, they just start now. All what happened is driven by the government and only by the government. And they prepare the land for the investors. It showcase to the investor how Saudi Arabia attracting the visitors. Within few years, just with simple things to open the country to the people to see Saudi Arabia. So what if everything running, I'm speaking about the Giga project, which will attract everyone around the world who's looking to see something different. Saudi Arabia, they invest the government in two ways. Number one, it's the iconic project, which will be a completely different experience you will have it. And it should be from the government because it's heavy investment and they select great places. The other way to preparing the land for the visitors when they visit Saudi Arabia by the Giga projects in the cities. And as I see is, after Saudi Arabia win Expo 2030 and other events, big events, this is the mega one, I think the focus will be in Riyadh to be ready all the mega projects before 2030. What I believe, it's a great time for the investors, and I'm not speaking just about, the mega project or the icon project, even for the small and startup business. And there are a lot of area, maybe we will discuss about it.
Thank you. As you said, it's the different partnership, will it be private or public, needs to complement each other in order to develop destination, which is definitely a key point. Sami, all those developments are coming, all those new hotels, many of them yours, by the way. So how do you make sure, because the people who are coming, they're going to want to discover the country, but they're also looking for an experience which is different, as it was mentioned by Doctor before, but they're also looking for an experience which is quite modern, including the element of digital transformation. So how do you include within your new property the digital element for the nomads of today?
First of all, thank you for inviting us. Just to clarify something about the tourism, industrial tourism, and what happened in the kingdom since last 5 years, we are seeing a big change. And this change, the huge potential coming, it's not yet there. Why? The potential of the tourism in the kingdom, we can divide it into big pillars. One is the religious tourism, which is a holy city, and there, the huge potential, we are talking about 1.5 billion Muslims around the world, which is in their dream to come once time in Mecca. So this is a huge potential, first. The second, as Dr. Adil mentioned earlier, the diversity in the kingdom. We can, in 1 week, go to the mountain, go to the sea, go to the desert, and this is the diversity in the kingdom. And this is something which is, it's about experience. So, and the tourism today, it's experience. So the tourism today is that any tourist want to go to a country, he want to discover the culture, the experience, the local experience. Because if we are building hotels with the same standards like what we know in Europe or in USA, it doesn't add anything to the tourist. He wants to discover the local country. And what is the big asset of this kingdom is that the generosity, it's in their DNA. You can never meet Saudi citizens without inviting you to his house for coffee, for lunch, for dinner, which we can never dream this in Europe. If he invites you for a glass of water in the corner of his the coffee area.
I'll invite you next time.
Yeah, I know. I'm not targeting you, but we are both in the same boat. Anyway, so as the potential, as I want to just to highlight this, it's huge for the kingdom. And what is coming with all the events coming, we are talking about Expo, we are talking about the FIFA 2034. So all these events, big events, it's creating the Saudi Arabia brand around the world. We can now, in all the news around the world, we can at least once a week, you can hear about Saudi Arabia. If it's not in the sport, it's in the events, in the so many things happening. So regarding the digitalization, which it was the question in the beginning, we are as ILAF, we are really trying to enhance the experience of the guest today with both the local touch, the culture, which is we are trying to make in the blending between the best of the local culture with the refined standard, international standard. At the same time, we are also implementing, enhancing digitalization in our properties. And if my CEO allow me, we would like just to announce something which is we are launching in our one of our properties in Jeddah. It's a new suite or a new room, which is completely, it will be digitalized 100%, which is even the check-in, check-out, the service provided to the guests will be with the robot. So this is a huge project, which is our marketing department working on it, and it will come up very soon in the next year. So the full experience has to be between the digitalization and the new trend happening around the world with the local experience and the local touch of Saudi.
Yeah, absolutely, to keep an identity which is very specific. Dr. Adel, I would like to come back to you because when you were talking about how you're growing and diversifying, you were talking about partnerships, yeah, that you're doing for your DMC, for instance. Do you think the best way to accelerate the transformation is to work more and more through different type of partnership or collaborations that will support the acceleration?
Yes, definitely. I mean, you can't work alone, and you need support, you need help, you need somebody to give you the best practices. You need to start from where they have ended. So that's why we believe in partnerships, and we've done that destination management company through a global partnership. Even we've noticed that the country is doing a lot of partnerships from education with the global institutes, with the global universities specialized in tourism, event management, and hospitality, hotel management. I've seen a lot of scholarships coming from the Ministry of Education to the top schools in the world. So these are partnerships as well. Training partnerships with the training institutes in Switzerland, France, Spain as well. So these are all happening in the country. And through partnership, you can expand the global reach. If you do partnership with airlines, especially airlines around you in the GCC, where they have reach to the East and the West and North America as well, you can even start bundling the packages with the airlines. Saudi Arabia is very different when it comes to the diversified landscape, which is not available in the neighborhood countries in the GCC. You've got some cities like Dubai, Qatar, Abu Dhabi with very modern infrastructure. But in Saudi, we've got the infrastructure and we've got the cultural heritage. Like Sami, what he was mentioning, in a couple of hours, you can dive. In another 2 hours, you can have a safari trip in the desert. In 1 hour, you can hike. In another hour, you can have a snorkeling trip. So everything is there. So it is integrated, diversified. A lot of activities, even for thrill seekers who would like to have new activities. There are a lot of things in the kingdom untapped, undiscovered. So yes, back to your question, partnerships is the key to start, and is the key to flourish.
And I totally agree with you, because I have had the chance to visit your country from north to south, east to west, and to visit many of the sites that you have mentioned. And it's true that with just a little bit help in terms of strengthening a collaboration that will help boost the experience in those different areas would be phenomenal. Cheryl Katani, I'll go to you now, because when we talk about all those developments, people are very often concerned about sustainability, because, construction, the big bad boy, lots of cement in locations which are sublime, and they are worried about LEED certificate. And when you are talking about international investors, or when you are talking about clients, they want to see development which are sustainable. What is your view on this?
Yeah, maybe I'm not a good speaker actually on that, but let me tell you what I know. There are a Saudi code which is very clear about what you should do, how you build, how you follow, everything. The good things with the Saudi vision, they make everything very clear for everyone. It's not for foreign, for all of us actually. In the past, sometimes some places it's not clear. Now, most of the places, it's very clear. One of it, like about the Saudi code, when you are looking to building, doing, something, there are a code, it's clear, specific, everything, you can find it there. And even with the lead project, and it's now actually, it's leading by the government, like the Riyadh airport now, actually, it's starting from a long time. They developed it to be one of this project and others. If you allowed me, please, because this topic as an investor, I have maybe another thing, if you allowed me, about the business, where they can find the business. I support actually the green energy and, the lead and the sustainability, but this is not my area. When you speak about the hospitality, most of the people, they are thinking about the big investment because it's real, it's a big investment. Speaking about hotels, you own or you rent and you need, the furniture, everything, it's costly. You're speaking about millions. But there are another area which is very important, especially in Saudi Arabia. I'm speaking about the alternative accommodation. It's still young here in Saudi Arabia. What they need someone smart, small, medium company to manage the relationship between the owner and the operator. If he's smart enough, and this is what we are working on, plus the investor, this place, they can invest a few thousand, and you can attract 100 of millions if you have a great fintech, let's say, application to manage the relationship between the investor, the owner, and the operator. The funds, they did not accept a small amount to invest with them. Most of them, as I know, because, managing their relationship with the clients and the rest, they don't like to have a lot of people with just a couple thousand. This is area here. And the other thing, if you will surprise, there are a demand, Airbnb, I don't know, I mixed the name actually, and the other, but it's still the service here, it's not that good because they just start. If there are a small company, they can start now with a great platform, make it simple, clear for the owner, the operator, and if he will engage the investor, I'm sure it will be a great business. And even if we are working on that, I think the market needs a lot of companies and a lot of ideas. I'm not that man worried to share, let's say, the ideas, because maybe someone, he will copy my idea and he will do it better than me. So as you see in the market, there are a company, they start late and they become number one. So this place, it's great for individual, if he's programmist, small business, medium business. It can start with small, it can be big as you can. So this is one of the idea, it's a gift, let's say, to start to share it with them.
Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the gift. So all those developments, they need people, because the industry, beside the construction itself, requires people to operate. Sami, both of us were guests of this country. We have been working here for many years. We are coming from countries that have got a very strong hospitality educational network. In this country, it has been developing, but is still limited compared to the volume that are needed with all those openings. What is ELAF doing in order to strengthen the local workforce, especially when we are looking at some locations which can be a bit remote, where in order to engage the local community, it's important as well to invest in their own development, yeah?
Well, first of all, the government and the support from the government, as Dr. Adel mentioned earlier, it's huge. We can never found any government sending 100,000, or the target, I think it's 1 million student to be sent to all the biggest and well-known institute around in Switzerland, in Paris, in France, and everywhere. And it's a huge added value for us as a group, as hotelier, that we are getting young and employees from this kind of institute, it will be a great added value for us. I think that this is what we are trying to implement in our hotels. The Saudi, as I mentioned before, their DNA is the generosity. It's very welcome. And what we are implementing in our hotel, and the key message to our employees, is just please host and welcome the guest exactly when you are welcoming the guest in your house. And this is the main difference between the region in Arabic country than the Europe or the America, because the smile, the welcoming, the generosity, the open arms, to welcome someone from the heart, it's given, it's in their DNA. So we need just to make some fine-tuning, training, all these kind of things, and this is what will make a difference. Because the difference today, the tourism today and the experience, it's not to see how we will make cutting the fish on the table like what we learn in our institute in France and everything, how to open the bottle, this is completely has been. Today, the guest needs experience. Today, he needs someone to listen to his request and to try to make experience with him. I will give you just one example which happened in our hotel, it was with foreigner guest. I think he was Irish, and he was staying in our hotel. So he went to a meeting in Jeddah. Then he came back to the hotel, but he completely lost his iPad. He forgot his iPad. So our receptionist, which is two Saudi guys, and he was about to finish his duty. He's going to finish duty. So the guest told him, sorry, I lost my iPad in this company, but I don't know, but the company they closed, I don't know how to make it. So our receptionist, Ahmed, he spent 3 hours with him. He told him, I'm finishing my duty. I will take my car and I will go with you to the company. So they went to the company. The company was closed. There was a security guard. Saudi also. So security guard told him, everybody left. But you were with the meeting with whom? So the guest was staying here between the two employees, and in 3 hours they went to the guy who was the meeting with the guest, and they came back to the office. He opened his office, then he gave him the iPad. So these kind of things we cannot find it anywhere else, except if really there is this service from the heart and he want to make a pleasure to the guest. So the guest, he was completely amazed with the experience what happened with this employee. So I believe that providing the service from the heart, it's 100% doable and achievable in the kingdom, and it's very easy to achieve.
And the point that you made about the hospitality is very true. When I've been going to a few graduation, and I always explain to the students who are always, it's going to be their first job or their second job maybe, that if they welcome the guests coming to the hotels, like if the hotel is a big house and they welcome them like they were welcoming guests when they were kids, bringing coffee and dates and making them feel comfortable and welcome, then the job is done. At least half of the job is done. And this makes a huge difference already, because you don't take it as, I've got a job, I'm behind the desk, I need to wait for the guest to talk to me and to do a check-in. You focus more on the heart, as you say, service from the heart, and it makes a huge difference. And that's something that naturally is already in the country. So we were talking, I'll come back to you, Doctor. We were talking about the number of tourists, so already 60 million the first 6 months. Many of those tourists are domestic tourists. where the country has seen a huge growth of national tourism or domestic tourism following COVID especially. How do you keep it going? How do you keep on interesting the domestic tourist to keep on visiting more and more the country?
Well, I think it's all about awareness, the on top of mind awareness about what's going on. Whether it's seasons, I'll tell you something happened to me this morning. It is very interesting. I came from Jeddah in the morning, so my driver gave me the boarding pass, and I ride the car. He said, "Sir, you're going to Riyadh." I said, "Yes." I said, "I wish I go with you." He said, "Why do you want to go to Riyadh?" I said, "Because I want to have a picture with Cristiano Ronaldo." So the kind guy thought, Cristiano is going to meet him in the airport.
Maybe he's coming later. Don't move. Stay with us.
So that shows you how that level of awareness converted to a strong association with a sport, which is part, in my views, sports, entertainment, cultural events, cultural festivals, arts, are all part of the tourism. Today, we believe, and our discussions in Ilaf, myself and Sami and the team, we always talk about the emotional traveler who's coming to our hotels, because some of our hotels are concentrated in spiritual locations. So we always concerned about emotions. And we believe that this emotional travelers concept is trending now. So when people there travel, especially the travelers, they're not so rational about what they do. It's not only pricing, it's not only how much is that and how much is this. They would like to be engaged. It's very different, like what Sami was saying. They would like to be engaged. Sight, hearing, smelling,
All senses.
tasting, touching, the five senses. They want to hear the authentic music. They would like to try the dishes. We've seen, for example, people would like to go and farm. We've heard about that. And this is going to increase. People who would like to, and we will see that more and more coming to Saudi Arabia, would like to participate in community event, to be part of the community, to mingle with the locals. In one of the research that we were exposed to, we found out that reasons for people to travel from North America, Europe, are three reasons. The first reason is they are after culture. Second reason is they would like to meet people. The third one, can you imagine? They would like to eat food. So it's culture, people, food. Look at Saudi Arabia, whether north, south, east, west, central. We've got different cultures in the different 14 geographic areas. We've got different cuisines and different foods. And we've got different people even. The way they welcome you in Riyadh, يلا انت حيهم, يلا حيهم. In south, مرحبا ألف, right? In Jeddah and Mecca, Allah يحييك. And so it's very different. So even the way they welcome people is
The
very
food and the dances. The dances are complicated. Too many
Yes.
different dances.
too many different. So people are different, culture is different, food is different, taste is different, smell is different. So what can you find more? And this is where local travelers even, some of them, and including us, you found yourself, for example, I've never been to a city like Al-Baha, which is like 4 hours from, now is the chance to go and explore my country. It's only 4 hours by driving or 1 hour by plane.
You drive very fast, but
Yes.
yes, it's not that far.
Yes. So it's a chance not only through the seasons of the entertainment, it's only through, also through people would like to visit different places, different cultures, different food, meeting different people. Thank you.
And actually, Sami, to that point, because you have all those opportunities from a leisure standpoint, but still many of the international visitors have got a business angle. But you know that many countries, the leisure, which is a mix between coming for business, staying for leisure, it's increasing a lot. How do you really cater to this? Are you providing maybe some packages between different destinations? These kind of things?
Yes, definitely. With our partner, which is our sister company, Exo Saudi, we start to create packages, which is we are naming it Umrah Plus. So the Umrah Plus, what is it? Is that a lot of guests, Muslims, they can come to perform their Umrah. Then they want to explore the rest of the kingdom. To go to Al-Ula, to go to Tabuk, to go to Abha, which it wasn't the case before. If we remember 5 years ago, all the pilgrims, they have just to go to Mecca and go back to their country. So now there is the opportunity to discover, and this, we started really to have a huge demand on this, and this is something which is our DMC start to work on it and to make completely a package between our sister hotels, then also to discover some cities which we don't have any hotels so far. So definitely there is a potential of this, and as we discussed it all, the tourist now, the three reasons what it was mentioned before, this is exactly what we need to be in line with it, and we are lucky that the support from the government in terms of infrastructure, airport, road, and everything, it's make things easy to go and to explore the kingdom.
So actually, to that point, last question to you, Sheikh Al-Qahtani. We were talking about the development of the infrastructure, because you can invest, but if the people cannot reach, that will not help your investment. Which part of the infrastructure do we need to be accelerated in the kingdom?
I think, the big part, it's working now by the government. So to have in the city something attracting the investors. And this is happening right now, actually, and with a great project. You're speaking about the biggest park in the world with something unique, King Salman Park, and the Sport Boulevard, which is something so special, unique. Al Qadiyya was it just 30 minutes from Riyadh, the biggest entertainment city. So these things, it's cannot actually, it should be from the government, and they should lead. And I think by that they attracting the visitors and making the environment great for the investors. Okay. And other things, what the government doing, it's not related to the infrastructure, but it's attracting the visitors, like, his driver looking to have a picture with Cristiano Ronaldo. I thought he will take a picture with me. So there are a lot of things happening. It's not directly in the hospitality, but the whole environment, it's attracting the foreign visitors, which lead actually to the great opportunity in Saudi Arabia. Normally I use foreign investors, because of that maybe I said foreign investor, I mean foreign visitors. So yeah, that's it. So if you see now the projects in the private sector, there are a lot of great projects you're speaking about here in Riyadh, mega projects, and the government supporting that by a fund for the tourism, actually. So the government, they did not just building the infrastructure. No, there are a specific fund for the tourism supporting, when you have a great idea or something, or building anything related to the hospitality, and there are a fund for the culture. So, and there are several funds. This is one of the important things, actually, all the investors, they should take care about it. About what is the development fund and the initiatives and the program for the Saudi Arabia, you can receive sometimes a great support. You should take care about it. That will accelerate your business. And, one of the experience, it's so sad. Someone, he built, actually, is a foreign company, he built his manufacturing without using any advantage from the government. It's easy for him to have 50% as a soft loan, which will increase his ROI and other things. So it's very important before you start to know what is the development fund related to your business, and what is the initiative that the government provided to your business. It will support your business. So I think by that you can accelerate and maximize your profit.
Thank you. We still have a couple of minutes for some questions from the spectators. We want to ask any questions. Any question in the room? We have a room nearly full, actually, full attendance. Any questions for our panelists? No questions? They told us lots of things, that's true, but I'm sure there must be a question around. No? No question at all? Please, let me give you the mic.
Thank you. I need to practice for the next session. I would like to ask about these funds that are available for companies or startups, especially in hotel management, coming into Saudi. How do we find a way to connect with these funds? Who should we approach directly and setting up our businesses? I'm coming from Dubai with a business setting up here. What would you advise me to do?
I will not tell you it's tricky, but actually there are no one place you can find all of them. But like for startups, there are actually funds for startups. It's something related to the government, like Saudi Venture Capital, SVC, and other. It's a startup company, I'm right? Yeah. So it's up to the industry, what you are working in. So it can be, if it's related to agriculture, there are a fund. For hospitality, it's they have actually a fund for the tourism. So you can contact them through their website, and you can have a call with them. Or you can go through MISA, a Minister of Investment website, and you can call them. This is one of the good advantage, actually, most of the people, they don't know about it. You can call them, they can answer by your language, if is it English or, okay, not English, yeah, any language. So you can speak with them, they can guide you, free. And you can send the email to them, they respond to you. I think you will find it in their website. And you will see the requirement, like the studies and everything, what they need. Yeah, it's general, let's say, question, and this is, I hope, inshallah, I answer.
And I would like to invite you to be here on Thursday, because if I remember correctly, on Thursday, you have a representative from the Minister of Investment that will be present. So that would be the right person to ask more questions to. Any more questions from the audience? Yes, one question there.
Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, talking? Okay. I got a question of two parts. There is two ideas. Can you hear me? Now can you hear me? Yeah, okay. So I got a question, two parts. There's two ideas, I've seen them overseas. I've been traveling a lot. So the first idea is about vintage and boutique, like hotels. I would like to know your thoughts about it. The other one is hostels overseas. So this is more of like a cheap option for international travelers when they come to Saudi, which has lots of activities. It's more involved to the community, and it could be in like more of like an old area, like Al Balad, for example, in Jeddah. I would like to know what you think about it. Okay. I could ask in Arabic, or it's fine. صوت. Okay. Can you hear me now? So I'm asking about two things. So the first thing is about vintage and boutique hotels. Like you see in some old areas around the world, even in Al Balad, for example, where you see in an old building, you see a vintage hotel where it reflects more of the Saudi culture and the environment, but in a more of a clean and like a beautiful way to present Saudi Arabia. I'm just asking, what do you think of that idea? The other part is, what do you think of like a cheap option for international travelers when they come to Saudi, rather than staying like in a hotel, the option of having hostels, for example. What do you think of that idea?
Thank you for your questions. The first question is very important. The concept of a boutique hotel, it's something which is very well known in others country, but here in the kingdom there is the potential and the opportunity, as you mentioned, in Al Balad. So Al Balad, and which is Ilaf Group, we have one hotel in the pipeline, boutique hotel in Al Balad. It's just how to take these houses and to reinvest on it, with keeping the facade, keeping everything as it is, and to create a boutique hotel with a minimum of service. However, regarding the hostel, which is very cheap segment tourist, I don't think that this is something which is really the government, even the tourism industry in general, are looking for. Because yes, in Europe it's something very common. We all know the cheap hotels without any staff, without any, so the guest, you can come with your credit card to take the room, check in with your credit card, and the cleaning of the room, it's very, so I think we are losing the human touch and the human contact, and this is not what really the tourist is looking for. He's looking, when he's coming to the kingdom, he's coming to discover something new, to discover the culture, to discover what all we discussed about the food and everything. I think the niche of the very economic hotels, it's mainly in Europe, but not in the kingdom. Not only in the kingdom, in all Arabic countries, because they are coming here to get the service touch and the human being touch. I hope I replied to your questions.
We also know a lot of boutique hotels coming in the pipeline in Saudi Arabia. In Jeddah, Al Balad, in Rijal Al Ma in the south, in Tanuma, in Al Jof, Tabuk. Many boutique hotels are coming in the pipeline. As I mentioned, today the emotional traveler is trending, and those guys are looking for two things: the boutique hotels, the experience and the engagement, and also they're looking for what they call today a slow tourism. So they want to stay in one place. They don't want to rush into different places, stay for 4 or 5 nights, engage with the community, eat the food, listen to the music, do something to the community. So this boutique hotel concept will be very successful in cultural places in Saudi Arabia, like in the southern, in Jeddah, in Medina as well. Also in the eastern province, in Al-Ahsa, for example, and these kind of things. Hopefully we added some value to this. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Adel. Thank you to the audience. A round of applause for our panelists, please.